Hey everyone, welcome back to 996 The Howl. This is a pre-recorded video. These stats taken after the Seattle game, game number 49 on the Utah Mammoth schedule. A subscriber suggested, why don't I look at how acquired players the Utah Mammoth obviously acquired? How are they doing compared to where they came from and previously in their careers? I thought it was a pretty interesting idea. So let's get into it. We're going to start with the glazing, huge glazing of Schmidt and Marino. At the time of recording this video, they are off the charts in terms of plus minus and 5-on-5 goal differential. There's a lot of stats where they're top 10 in the entire league. I mean, this pairing has been on fire for, I would say, probably the last 20 games or so for the Utah Mammoth. So here are the stats in terms of plus minus overall, every player, forwards and defensemen. They are both top 10. In terms of plus minus, only defensemen still top 10 in the league. And in terms of 5-on-5 goal differential, this is the best pairing in the entire NHL. Wonderful stuff by Schmidt and Marino. I could have not expected this when we acquired Schmidt in the offseason. And both of them took a little bit of time to get it going with the Utah Mammoth. I would say the first 20 games, you didn't really see this, but since they've been being paired consistently, you're starting to see an evolution of that second pair. So let's start with Marino, 28 years old. We have him for one more year after this season at $4.5 million. Pretty great value for what he's bringing. He has surpassed his career high in points, and he will probably surpass his career high in goals and assists as well by the time this video is live, which should be around, less than 30 games played than his other career highs, which is great. He's got career highs in plus minus, obviously, points per 60 career high. And in terms of 5-on-5 possession numbers, Corsi and Fenwick, he's having career highs as well. Corsi is shot attempts for and against all shot attempts, and then Fenwick is unblocked shot attempts for and against. You always want to be above 50%, and the Utah Mammoth are one of the top teams in both of those very important 5-on-5 categories. He's finally fully healthy. He missed 47 games last year with the Utah Hockey Club. He's already surpassed that game total with the Mammoth. And like I said, it took him a little bit of time to get it going, Marino. I was kind of disappointed early on in this season, but he's getting more and more confidence. He's contributing offensively, and he's having a huge impact offensively as well, along with Nate Schmidt, who we go to now. 34 years old, Nate Schmidt. This guy's playing like he's in his late 20s. And he just had a 4-point game against the Seattle Kraken, his second career 4-point game. It's his best season since the 2021-2022 season. He's playing about 4 minutes more per game with Utah than previously. It's his highest since 2017-2018. He was playing about 1 minute less the last 4 seasons with Florida and Winnipeg. We signed Schmidt as a free agent. For Marino, we acquired him from New Jersey for 2 second-round picks, and Schmidt, a free agent. I mean, we're deploying him way more than his previous teams. We are relying on him a lot more as well. He brings leadership. He brings some levity to the team. He's always smiling, always laughing, and always joking around. He had that great post-game interview at the Delta Center when he was named _1 star after that Seattle game, and he was just so happy to finally be involved in one of those bench-side interviews by Sarah Merrifield. A great player, Nate Schmidt. I did not expect this from him. He's signed for another 2.5 years at $3.5 million, so 2 more years after this season. We'll stick with the defense with Mikhail Sergachev, acquired by the Tampa Bay Lightning in a huge trade, the first big trade in Utah history, sending J.J. Moser and Connor Geekie, and I think a second-round pick to Tampa Bay for Mikhail Sergachev. He had a tremendous year last year with the Utah Hockey Club. He had a career high in goals with 15. His next highest goal total with Tampa was only 10 goals, and it was his second best year in terms of points as well. This season, it's not as tremendous, but still pretty good, I would say. What I'm missing from Sergachev is he's not shooting as much as he was with the Hockey Club. And the defensive mistakes, lapses seem to be more consistent with the Mammoth than the Hockey Club. I'm not sure what it is. We're relying on him a lot. He's being deployed as a number one defenseman, whereas in Tampa he wasn't. He averaged about 25 minutes per game with the Hockey Club. With the Mammoth, it's 24 minutes per game. He wears the letter A on his chest. He's a leader in the locker room. He's won Stanley Cups. Nate Schmidt won a Stanley Cup with Florida last year. Just shoot a little bit more, defend a little bit more. I understand his body language is a bit different this season, and I have no idea why. Like last season, better body language, more feisty, more emotional. We had that those memes of Bully Chev, where he was just a bully on the ice. You sort of don't see those moments anymore with the Mammoth. A little bit more subdued, maybe some off-ice issues, but that's only speculation from the fan base. As long as a coach, he's playing him 24 minutes a game. He's our most relied upon player, and he still wears the A. So you have to just trust the coach. If the coach still trusts him, we have to still trust him. And he's still having a pretty good season, like I said. It's just not a tremendous, great season as it was with the Hockey Club. His points per 60 are pretty much the same with the Hockey Club. It was 0.69 with the Mammoth. It's 0.65, so pretty much the same. He's playing the most he's played on the power play and the PK throughout his career. He's averaging about 3 minutes for both Utah seasons for each the power play and the PK. So maybe in the last stretch after the Olympic break, maybe hoping for Sergachev to get it going. Maybe he needs a long break. Maybe it's the fact that, he's sour that Team Russia's not involved in the Olympics. That could be a thing too. Again, I'm just speculating as to why his demeanor and body language seems a little bit disinterested. And we'll round out the defense with Ian Cole, a free agent signing 2 seasons ago from Vancouver. He's having the most points he's had since the 2019-2020 season. He's playing about 2 minutes less than the Hockey Club now with the Mammoth, which is good. We're not relying on him too much. He's still playing about 18 minutes per game, whereas with the Hockey Club, it was 20 minutes per game. For me, my vision of this team is we slowly transition away, maybe move on from Ian Cole, and Nate Schmidt becomes that veteran demon at 34 years old, and maybe bring up some young defensemen in Simishev and Lamoureux next season. I feel like, even though we're going to miss Ian Cole on the PK, he averages about 3 minutes per game on the PK. We'll miss that. Someone needs to step up on the PK. But this team will evolve and have to get younger on the back end. And hopefully Cole has been a great mentor. He's been paired with Simishev, been paired with Lamoureux. He provides that stability and consistent good defense with DeSimone, who rarely make any lapses, defensive lapses, mistakes. So I'm grateful for Ian Cole, but I think we're kind of getting to the end of Cole, and he's been producing better than he has been. And he's, what did I say? He's turning 37 a couple days after this video goes live. So nothing but great things to say about Cole, but maybe moving on next year, give those minutes to younger defensemen who need to play consistently in the NHL, but they also need to earn it as well. That's not lost on me either. Next, we'll go to goaltending. Vanecek, acquired as a free agent in the offseason. He split time last season with San Jose and Florida. Pretty rough numbers last season. Rough numbers this season, 2-9-2. There's this new goaltender metric called goals saved above expected. It's not mainstream yet, but what it tries to do is isolate a goaltender's impact, whereas save percentage and goals against average, which I use a lot, they're more team stats. You don't really get to drill down to the individual performance of a goaltender. So in terms of goals saved above expected, Vanecek is -2.4, which means in terms of goals that are expected to go in against Vanecek, he should have saved 2 more goals than what has occurred. That may seem small, but it's 62nd in the league in terms of goaltenders. And then you compare that to Vejmelka, who's plus 11, which means he has saved 11 goals that should have went in. So you definitely want to be on the positive side, not the negative side. And Vejmelka, that plus 11 is 10th in the league in goaltenders. So a top 10 goaltender for Vejmelka. I don't want to put it all on Vanacek. Like in the games he's played fine. Like some games, the offense just lets him down. The team in front of him lets him down. They lose by 1 goal, so you can't really blame the goaltender. But I do sort of put the blame on Bill Armstrong. He went into this season with Vanacek and Vejmelka, and we haven't had good backup goaltending. If we had like average backup goaltending, we would have 2 or 3 more wins on the board, maybe 4. And there were reports that Bill Armstrong tried to sign Howl, our top goaltender prospect, but he wanted to play his last year in college before signing. So maybe he was just trying to, maybe incorporate Howl into a 3-goalie tandem if Vanacek didn't work out well. And if Vanacek's not working out well and there's really nothing you can do, you have to give up assets to grab a backup goaltender or get one on waivers. I mean, there's a couple goalies that's been through waivers, like Busey on Carolina. He was on waivers. The Mammoth could have picked him up, and he's playing great for the Hurricanes. So maybe more of a mistake on Bill Armstrong's resume than I would say Vanacek is just a poor goalie, but he is not providing good backup goaltenders for the Utah Mammoth. Next, we'll go to our forwards, and JJ Peterka and Brandon Tanev, both acquired in the offseason a couple months ago. Peterka, the second biggest trade in Utah history, sending Josh Doan and Kesselring to Buffalo and acquiring JJ Peterka and signing him to 5 years, $7.5 million. I think that's a pretty good cap hit for what he brings. His goal pace is pretty much the same compared to Buffalo. He's got 16 goals in 49 games played. He's probably on pace for 25, 26 goals. I hope it's more than that. I hope playing with Draisaitl in the Olympics gives him some more offensive confidence. He's still an enigma to me. I think I mentioned this in a couple of videos now that I've pre-recorded, but I'm not really sure what type of player he is just yet. And it is fine because we still have 4.5 years of Peterka. For me, when we acquired him, I thought he would be like Dylan Guenther. Like all his highlights were streaking down the wing and unleashing some sharpshooter sniper shots. But you're not really seeing that consistently with the Utah Mammoth. He doesn't really go to the crease. He kind of stays in the perimeter on the PK, on the power play. We're not really utilizing him like I would hope so. I would like him to be a trigger man on the PP, but right now we're using him to stay on the goal line and quickly feed passes to Nick Schmaltz in the slot or attack the net from that goal line position. I just feel like we should use his shots a little bit more. His goals per 60 are the exact same with the Mammoth as they were the last 2 seasons with Buffalo at 1.2. So the goals are there. It's just like the assists and the points, they're not really on that same pace with the Mammoth as they were with Buffalo. You can see last season, he had 68 points in 77 games played. His 5-on-5 possession numbers are great. They're up from 50% with Buffalo to about 54%. That is Corsi and Fenwick 5-on-5 possession numbers. And he leads the Mammoth with on-ice goals percentage with 63%. So when Peterka is on the ice, his team is scoring 63% of the goals, and the other team, I have to do math on my hands there, the other team enjoys only 37% of the goal share. So that means when Peterka is on the ice, he's scoring himself, and his teammates around him on the ice are scoring more than the opponent. So that is a healthy and great metric as well. And then we'll go to 34-year-old Brandon Tanev, who's having a pretty rough season with the Utah Mammoth. He's been scratched about 13 games by Andre Tourigny. His time on ice is down about 4 to 5 minutes from playing with Seattle, Winnipeg, and Seattle before then. You can see last year he had 10 goals, 22 points in 79 games played, whereas this season it's been abysmal offensively. He is signed for 2.5 more years at $2.5 million. He was a free agent signing. It's fine money for depth. If they're handcuffed for money, you could buy him out. You could just either put him on waivers or sell him to a team for future considerations. I think he still has a lot to prove. He's like top 5 in hits. He's second in hits per game for the Mammoth, and in total hits, he's 3rd place. So he hits well. He's pretty fast. He's got sneaky speed. He did score a goal, but it was called offside. a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago. I still like what he brings. I want him in the lineup. I like him on the fourth line with Stenlund. Like I said, bring speed, bring sneaky skill. Just maybe, again, for Andre Tourney, like Peterka, it's a new player. They have to learn the new system. Tourney's got to learn these players' habits as well. So maybe not utilizing Tanev as much as we hoped. But at the end of the day, it's pretty cheap. He's a depth forward. We don't need to rely on him. It would be nice if he was producing better offensively. But, you know, maybe with the break, he gets more comfortable in Utah. And maybe after the Olympic break, he could start contributing a little bit more offensively. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see, spread the word. And as always, thank you for your support.